The agitation of the sea. We're going to talk about what's going on with the oceans. The nervous system and the organism. That's pertaining to the thing that everybody did back in 2020. Death is scared and respects the living. We're also going to touch on the human races. The iron wanted to persist with the candle. He who does good in heaps will receive it in heaps. The broken gourd will never be filled. The Father says, if you are not happy at home, it is better that you come with me. Oh, this is a very strong message. In the land of the dead, I am a foreman. First thing that we're going to touch on is diseases that are forecasted. Presages and increases in diseases associated with the throat and the spine. So you need to be very careful putting your hands in your mouth and not washing your hands. Keep up on your hygiene, okay? Pay attention to the food that you're eating. It is imperative that you do that this year, okay? The elevation of deterioration of the nervous system produced by stress. In other words, there's going to be a lot of people that's going to be suffering from the nervous system due to unnecessary stress. Be mindful of your stress levels, okay? Be mindful of your stress levels. Exercise. Don't put too much on your plate, all right? Increasing conditions related to blood pressure. Again, watch what you eat. You guys are going to have to really change your diet this year. And I'm going to go into a little bit more detail of that later on in this reading as to why that is. But you are going to have to change your diet. I cannot stress this enough. This is going to be imperative. Because when I drop on what's getting ready to happen this year, you guys are going to be no more good. And you have to be physically fit enough to be able to deal with the things that are coming. Okay? Vector-borne diseases. So there's going to be more diseases that's going to be appearing out of nowhere. So make sure that you're taking good care of yourself and taking good care of your hygiene. If you have spiritual practices, make sure you step your game up. Stay in touch with the priests that you work with or practitioners. If you are a practitioner yourself, make sure that you keep yourself on point with your practices. Make sure you set up your ancestral altars if you don't have them set up. If you do have them set up, make sure you tend to your ancestral altars and make sure you give them their offerings of food, water, alcohol, and anything else they like on a consistent basis. As I told you once before, that is your first line of defense. So make sure that you take your spiritual baths at least once a week. I would even go as far as saying take your spiritual bath at least twice a week, okay? If you don't know anything about spiritual baths, I'll give you the most basic one that you can possibly receive. The saltwater bath is very, very powerful. You can get some sea salt, put it in some water in a bucket or a bowl, and begin to start washing yourself with it. It's one of the easiest ones that you can utilize. Now, for some of y'all who like to add herbs and Florida water and other things to it, that's fine. But I'm just giving it to those who are not aware of spiritual baths and how you can do a very powerful spiritual bath by just using sea salt and water. Saltwater baths are the most powerful. Okay? You need to make sure that you take preventive health measures in the country as a priority to limit the proliferation of contagious diseases. This is imperative. I can't stress this enough. You guys got to be very, very careful this year when it comes to that, okay? You have got to make sure you're taking care of your health. Wash the food off before you cook it. Make sure you're doing that. Don't just cook your food. Wash your food off and then cook the food. Eat in more instead of eating out. Okay? Now, I'm going to let you guys know some things. There's going to be some excessive use of biochemicals in the food, the fruits, the meat, and food in general. And there are strong, harmful consequences for your health. In other words, let me put it to you in layman's terms. They're poisoning the food supply intentionally. That means that you have to be very diligent about the things that you're eating. You cannot trust to be out here eating out anywhere. I would suggest you start growing a garden. I suggest you step your game up. And I want to be clear about something. You guys should have figured out by now that things are never going to be the same again. You should have figured out by now that you cannot move the same way that you used to a couple years ago. You should have figured this out by now. And if you haven't figured this out by now, I suggest you guys step your game up and get to moving accordingly. Because what this is going to do is it's going to be a natural selection process. Those who do not have the ability to adjust to the changes that are taking place will exit themselves right on up out of here. That's how this is going to go. Now, I spoke on this on my live yesterday when I talked about intelligent design. So even though you have individuals out here that are nefarious, that are plotting on humanity on a consistent basis and has an agenda to depopulate humanity on the grander scale of things, there's also the issue of Gaia cleaning up everything off the planet that does not match her frequency because of the direction that Gaia is going. I'm going to elaborate more on this later. Okay? I told you guys and I warned you guys about this for the last 3 years. I warned you guys about this. So now what's happening is they're poisoning the food supply. And now they're going to see who's actually has enough common sense, okay, enough inner strength and the wherewithal to understand that the world that they thought that they knew has completely changed. And do you have the fortitude to be able to adapt to the changes that are taking place? If you do not, you would take yourself right on up out of here with the food that you're eating. So they're starting with the food supply. Okay? I suggest that you guys get on a serious detox. I would suggest that you get with your holistic practitioners. I suggest that you start off with a 10-day cleanse and then go into a liver cleanse so that way you can begin to start seeing results. Most people don't even know how to detox properly. You need to be detoxing yourself once every 3 months. You need to get those metals up out your system on a consistent basis. Metals that are in the air, metals that are in the food, metals that are in your car when you're running your air conditioner if you're just running air. The metals from there also gets in your system. You want to make sure that you're detoxing these things out of you on a consistent basis. Okay? You also need to be careful of your Wi-Fi usage, how much time that you're spending on the internet, how much time that you're spending on the phone, how much time you're spending on social media. You need to be mindful. Every single thing that you do this year, you must be present. You must be mindful. Okay? You must. Let's get these likes up. I got a lot of people on this live tonight. No reason why I shouldn't have more likes. Let's step it up, y'all. Let's step it up. I want to get this message out to everybody that has the ability to listen to this live. This is a very important live. Okay? All right. You can also report these chemicals. Some of you guys might test your food. If you see that there's harmful chemicals in the food, you can also report it to the authorities. Okay? You can also report it to the authorities to let them know there's some things going on with the food supply so that way they can come and check it out. All right? It talks about needing a change. Everybody needs a change in mentality that facilitates development of new social economic perspectives. In other words, you got to start changing your perspective on how you've been moving. How you've been moving. Because if you don't adapt to the changes, it's going to be rough for you. So pay attention to your surroundings. Open up your mind and expand it and be open to new ideas and new concepts and living. Okay? You can promote economic possibilities in agriculture and industrial production. So for those of you that are into that, such as farmers, if I got any farmers or those who grow their natural stuff, their natural vegetables and things like that, you can definitely start legally promoting. Okay? Legally start promoting, like you see so many people out here, a new way of living, gardening, growing your own vegetables, things of that nature. Okay? There's going to be a lot of natural disasters this year. A lot of hurricanes. They're not going to be normal hurricanes. A lot of sea turmoil. A lot of rivers flooding. Okay? There's going to be a lot of economic and human losses in the process of this. I warned you guys in the previous live. I told you guys that there were things were going to start happening, okay, on a much more grander scale. So I need you guys to be mindful of the weather. Do you need, when they give you a forecast of something that's coming, it's better to be safe than sorry. Don't sit around here and play with it, because the storms of today aren't going to be those storms of yesterday anymore. This is going to be on a whole different level. So don't take it like, oh, okay, well, I've been through this before, blah, 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 blah. It could cost you. Okay? So be on point with that. Keep your head on a swivel. All right? It speaks about the concern about the aging trend of the population. It speaks about a mass exodus taking place. There's going to be mass exodus taking place outside the United States. A lot of people are going to be leaving to go to Mexico and different countries. Okay? I'm letting you know that right now. A lot of the youth are going to be leaving. There's going to be also a lot of youth inside the United States and other parts of the world that are not going to have any support due to the exodus, due to their leaving. Okay? There's also going to be a massive decrease in the birth rate this year. Y'all already know why. Y'all already know why. Y'all already know what was done. Okay? There's going to be a lot of exoduses of teachers that are going to be moving to other occupations. The education of children and youth is going to be pretty much non-existent in the way that you perceive it to be, because there isn't going to be any teachers sticking around long enough to teach anyone because of all the corruption, not to mention the high inflation, not to mention the massive amount of stress. Okay? There's going to be an increase in violent criminal activities and robberies that is expected. So it's recommended to take precautions with individuals and state properties. Individual properties that you may have, such as your car and other thing else that you have. Make sure that you take precautions when it comes to these things. There's going to be an increase in alcohol consumption in the population that generates social problems. So the damage associated with it will be disclosed more. So you're going to start seeing more people lashing out, acting crazy, drinking a lot of alcohol. Okay? You're going to see a lot more disturbances taking place. Also, there needs to be, well, there's a recommendation here. There needs to be more educational work, more information put out about domestic violence. There needs to be more respect for women and children and the elderly this year. Okay? But there needs to be more education to a lot of women out here that are suffering from domestic violence, because a lot of these women don't know what to do with themselves. They don't know how they're going to get out of their situations. So there needs to be a lot more education in regards to that. All right. Promote the union of your spirituality, no matter what it is, whether it's religion or whether it's spirituality. Your spirituality or whatever you're doing religious-wise needs to come to the forefront. I told you that things are going back to a different time. All right? So those that you need to be more spiritual. In other words, you need to be more spiritual now than ever. Okay? There needs to be relationships strengthened between the Father and the Son, the Godfather and the Godson. That masculine energy needs to be healed. There needs to be more of an increase in that. There's going to be fellas. There's going to be a lot of to the men this year, not the women, but the men. I'm going to ask you that if if you have it in you, to please open your heart up and become mentors to these young men. A lot of these young men don't have fathers because they're locked up, or their fathers aren't here, or their fathers are not taking any kind of responsibility to take care of their children. So if they reach out to you, please don't turn them down. Please become a mentor to them so they have some kind of guidance. Okay? There's a lot going on, y'all. There's a lot going on. Now, let me get into my notes about these downloads that I got. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about the Grand Canyon. There has been, it's all over the news about the underground city that they found at the Grand Canyon. So let me give you the rundown about that. One of the Titans has emerged from the Grand Canyon. You will see this Titan. You will see Titans this year. I'm giving you a very stern warning about this. You are going to see the Titans. Arizona, you guys better get ready, because that's going to be a whole shitstorm out there. Okay? It's going to be more than one Titan. And the Titans are coming here to restore the original order of this planet. So I want you to be clear about something. A force is coming in to restore things back to its original order. Now, we asked the question, I told you they created this planet, they created this place 7 times. And I said, how did they do it? Well, now I'm giving you instructions on how this is being done. All those portals, all those that was sealing off those dimensions, all those stargates that was sealing off those dimensions, I told you they have been opened and they have been released. And I also warned you and told you that Titans have been released. So now that situation with the city, with that city of the Grand Canyon, that is going to continue to happen. Okay? All right? Now, there are going to be 6 moons that will be returning to Earth. Some people will see these moons and some people will not, depending on the frequency that you're operating on. These moons are coming to activate the psychic abilities and all of your clairs. So if you're clairsentient, clairaudient, anything that you are is coming in to activate all the clairs on all of humanity. Okay? So I want you to be prepared for these 6 moons that are coming in. These moons will also be uncovering deep trauma that is hidden in your subconscious mind. Okay? That is hidden in your subconscious mind. That trauma that's going to be brought up is going to be trauma that you experienced here, but you're also going to be able to recognize that these are also the same traumas that you experienced in the cosmos. There's going to be a knowing that's going to come forth that's going to start helping you. Now, remember I talked to y'all about the quantum trauma cleanse, and I talked about, I think it was on Black Magic Live, where I talked about how whenever you're dealing with these traumas, how it relates back to the cosmos. I want you to be clear about something. When these things are coming up and you're dealing with these hidden traumas on a subconscious level that you've experienced here on Earth, and you begin to start healing those things, you also begin to start healing in the cosmos. In other words, what I'm telling you is, people, as I told you once before, the humanity race that's on this planet is the most powerful ET race, and you still don't know your power and how it affects the universe and how it affects the cosmos. So as you continue to heal, because you don't know who you are, but as you continue to heal, you are going to change the cosmos. Okay? I told you this shit was going to be deep, didn't I? I told you. I told you. Another thing that's going to be happening with these moons, with these 6 moons being present, is it also entails for the collective to start detaching. So you're going to notice that you don't find yourself being detached to certain things anymore. People, places, things, ideologies. You're going to notice yourself detaching. Okay? I also wanted to mention that this is also the year of the ambush. There's going to be a lot of people seeking to plot on people's lives, plotting to ambush them, plotting to rob them, plotting to kill them. A prime example of this is what happened to that young lady that came to Mexico with her friends, and they ambushed her. There's going to be a lot of that. So I would say to you, please be careful and pay attention to your circle. There are people that are in your life that are not for you, that are plotting against you. You need to be mindful of your circle. Don't have too many people around. It's not necessary this year. Okay? This is going to be the year of the ambush. There's a lot of evil that has been unleashed on this planet. There's going to be a lot of people using love spells because people are going to be desperate for love in relationships. There are going to be people out here casting crazy love spells on each other to try to obtain this so-called love, which isn't even a real love. It's called unrequited love, forced love. There is karma behind your actions. And ladies, you better be careful about the things that you do and the love spell work you're going to be doing on these men. You better be extra careful because the frequencies that are on this planet right now, if you are in any way hindering somebody's growth or trying to force someone to love you out of desperation, that karma's going to come back to you swift, fast, in a hurry. Some of you are going to be found out about what you're doing. The consequences are going to be dire. Don't play with magic on any of these men out here. I'm warning you. A strong warning. Go heal yourself. Travel to another country if you have to. Get on a dating website if you have to. Take your behind to the library if you have to. Get out and socialize and mingle if you have to. But whatever you do, please, I can't stress this enough. Don't do love spells on people, and vice versa to the men as well. Don't do love spells on the women, because the way these frequencies are right now, you don't know what you're casting on people. You don't know what's on the people that you're casting spells on. It could backfire on you. So I saw a whole lot of witchcraft going on. I saw a whole lot of spell casting going on that pertains to love. Be very, very, very careful. A lot of underground cities and realms will start to come into view. So much so that the governments around the world are not going to be able to stop this from happening. Okay? A lot of underground cities and realms are going to start coming into view. They can't control this. This is beyond their level of control. They're going to try, but it's not going to work. A lot of things that have been hidden is going to come to the surface. We are now entering into the new world. As I told you, we're entering into the middle part of the great apocalypse, which means simply the great revealing. Okay? So things that have been hidden from you are now going to come into full view. This year, I'm going to give you a stern warning. Either you are interfacing with yourself in nature, or you will be interfacing with the AI this year. This is a warning. You're either going to be interfacing with yourself, doing your shadow work, doing your healing, spending time in nature, getting your body together, detoxing, doing all the things that help you get in alignment with Kai. Or you will be interfacing with that AI. And this is not a joke. The AI is here, y'all. My next live that I'll be doing is called The Animus. The anime. The AI. It is here. This is a stern warning to you this year. There is not going to be any in between. Pay attention to your circle. Pay attention to where you're putting your time at. This is what's going to, there isn't going to be any in between with this. It's either yourself or the AI. Either you want to heal or you want to become transhuman. That's your choices. Further, there's going to be implants. These implants, they have created a new implant now that's being placed in the food that's entering into your bodies. This implant is also mixed with AI. Period. You are not going to be able to detox this with herbs. It is artificial intelligence. You need to get with those who are energy healers, individuals who are operating on a cosmic level, such as myself. You need to get with people that are on a higher level to help you get these things pulled out of your body, or you will be taken over by those implants in your body. They're putting them in the food. Okay? The nanotechnology is being placed in the food. You need to be mindful of the things that you are eating. This ain't for the play. They're not playing fair out here. And they can get away with this because they're utilizing universal laws, the things that you have no education about and how they're applying it. Be very careful. Go to my website, shopisiswisdom.com. You can purchase implant removal right on the website. Okay? Right now, currently, there is a huge sale that is taking place right now on the strawmans, on zip codes, on lands. I'm giving you the real. This is being done by the 1%. The so-called powers that be, the ones who are using universal law against you, so they can stay on top and keep you at the bottom. Let me tell you the end result of this. They are moving you into the AI construct, meaning the strong man. A spell is currently being placed on all birth certificates. Get rid of all your birth certificates. If you have birth certificates, get rid of them. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go listen to yesterday's live, and I dropped a segment and a clip about how they take your footprint when you're a child. They do the astrology on your child. Then they enter you into the Celestial QV Trust of the Vatican. And it affects you every single lifetime that you have until you're able to pay off the debt. But because the United States is ran as a corporation, it is a debt-based society, you'll damn near never get out of it. Unless you do certain things to get out of it. I just told you what to do. Get rid of your birth certificates. Get rid of your birth certificates because there are spells being placed on them at the Vatican. Okay? This is a serious 2023 predictions. I'm not here for the play. Now, y'all do what you want to do. But the longer you keep participating in the system, the more you're going to be transitioning into that AI. That's what they're doing with the straw man. The artificial construct of you. Okay? You need to declare who you are on paper and file it with the court system, but you need to declare who you are, and you got to denounce that name. And you need to get rid of that birth certificate, and you need to get what we call a live life claim. Google it. Live life claim. Straw man means you're dead. Live life claim means you claim life. You got some work to do. Also, by them buying these things, there are many currencies that's going to be established to get away from the currencies we're currently using right now. These currencies, these different currencies that are being established, will be backed by the people. So the people are actually going to be the currency. The people are the gold. Your energy output is the gold. I want you to hear what I'm saying to you. This is very real. There are certain ley lines that will be activating the earth grids. The separations between the dimensions and the realms will be lifted. I warned you guys about this, and I told you there's going to be a collision of dimensions, and some of you guys are already getting visions of this in your dreams, prophetic visions of things clashing. You're seeing what appears to be worlds clashing. It's dimensions clashing. This will be the year that separation takes place. This will be the year that the separation that has been in place, this will be the year that it will be lifted. Okay? Now, this is going to trip y'all out. And I also talked about this as well. People will be shifting into higher timelines to the point to where people will not remember who you are. So those who are operating on a higher vibrational frequency and those who are operating on a lower frequency than people that are operating on a higher frequency, you're going to run into the people that you've known, and those people that are operating on a higher frequency will not recognize who you are. This is how we transition into the 5D, ladies and gentlemen. I talked about this already. Y'all need to go back and listen to all my lives I did from 2020 on. Go to my Instagram page. Listen to all the lives I did on my Instagram. I told y'all this was happening. We're transitioning out. So don't be surprised if people that you know that are highly spiritual and highly evolved do not recognize you anymore because they've already they've already checked out and got into another timeline. These people will not recognize they will not recognize you. Their memories will be wiped of you. Okay? This is the year that if you don't get yourself in order with the things that you're eating, the foods that you're eating, a lot of you will get very, very sick. Your body can no longer take fast food, fried foods, foods that make you sick. Your body will begin to start giving out on you very quickly this year. You were supposed to be getting these things in order ahead of time. That's why I'm telling you to detox. Detox your liver. Do your 10-day detox first, and then go in and do another 5 days of detoxing that liver. Begin to start taking your herbs and everything else. Get your water game up. Get your coconut water game up. Get your H3O game up. Get with your health practitioners. They're going to be needed more than ever. Okay? But I'm letting you know right now, this is a stern warning. You keep on eating the way you've been eating, your body's going to give out on you because you're vibrating too low and your body can't handle the frequencies that Kai is on. It's just going to give out on itself. And I'm sorry, babies. Okay? The last thing I want to say, there's a lot of people in here. Let's get those likes up. Sheesh, there's a lot of people in here. The astral bodies that are tied to the Orishas will become seen this year. I'm going to give you some examples. This blew my wig so far back, fam. I couldn't even. So let me, before I break this down, that blew my wig back. That blew my wig back. First of all, I didn't even realize I understood that the Orishas had created the solar system. I was not aware that the Orishas had planetary bodies. So that kind of blew my wig back. So for those of you that are in the tradition, get ready because I'm about to drop some shit on y'all. That's going to blow your wig back. Some of y'all may know, some of y'all might not know. Okay? You are going to see a yellow moon. Ladies, some of y'all may have already gotten a vision of this. A yellow moon that's going to represent the astral body of Oshun. That is her astral body. It is a yellow moon. You're going to see it this year. Okay? Blue Kachina that's being seen in the skies. This is going to blow y'all's wig back. That blue Kachina is a water-based sun. It is the astral body of Yemaya. That's already being seen in the skies. That is the blue Kachina. The red Kachina is Shango. That is what you need to be concerned about. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to see planet Xylanthia. So all this talk about Nibiru was incorrect information. It is Xylanthia that you're going to see. That is Shango's planetary body. Woo! I'm getting goosebumps over here. Lord have mercy. Woo! 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 My goodness. You are also going to see in the sky Pluto. The Orisha that is Pluto is Olokun. So you are going to see Pluto in our skies. I'm going to stop right there. Y'all don't even understand. I don't know if y'all feel the chills and the tinglies and stuff right now, but honey, ooh-wee. I got the chills and the tinglies. Ooh, my goodness. Okay. 2023 is going to be the great year of the revealing. I told you guys this. Okay, Daddy. You got to calm the energy down. Y'all know I'm also a daughter of Shango, but my goodness, this energy is strong over me right now, and I don't want to That's a little overwhelming for me. Okay, and I'm trying my best not to go in, not to go into channel. Y'all felt them tinglies? This is how you know truth when you hear it. Okay? Listen, y'all. This is your last and final year to get yourselves together. This is your last and final year to get yourselves together. You know what? I will pass this message on. If y'all don't know about the Orisha Sango, I suggest you better start studying. There's also going to be a green planetary body that's going to show up. That's Ogun. There's going to be a green planetary body. So there's going to be a lot of planetary bodies that are the bodies of the Orisha. I need you guys to understand that the Orisha have many different aspects, and they are the rulers of these planetary bodies. But when you see that red Kachina, that's not Nibiru, y'all. That's Xylanthia. That is home. That is my home. That comes from Sirius X. So all my Orisha people, listen to me carefully. In case you didn't know, let me explain something to you. If you were called to come down the Orisha tradition, you are also an Orisha yourself. I've given names by Rumula. He has given me the names to give to these people about who they really are. You are living Orisha. There is an Odu that speaks about the Orisha in their human form. I want you guys to understand that they are now coming forth and they're claiming their avatars. I've met quite a few of them. Okay? Y'all wouldn't believe some of the people that I've met. There are millions of Orisha, millions of them that are not known to the world. Y'all gonna learn today. And on that note, I thank you for being a part of my 2023 predictions. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. I want you to look for my next live called The Animus. I'm gonna be dropping some science down on this Animus, let you guys know how long they've known about the Animus. And let me just say this, I'm gonna leave you all with a cliffhanger. For those of you that's heard that Black Knight or that Dark Knight satellite, I just want to give you a confirmation of something that was placed there by the Animus. And they've been monitoring this planet for quite some time. When I go into this, it's going to blow your wig back. So get ready for my next live. Peace.